I'm Jennifer Hensley with Playmaker Coaching Consulting, and we are back again for our Tuesday Live. And today we're talking about how to plan in a way that really is going to get you some real results, how to do things differently, how to make it work for you so that it doesn't feel overwhelming to create an annual business plan or something that feels so inflexible for your business. So I want to give you some ways too that also to make sure that it's not just a sales plan, but it's a sales and marketing plan that brings everything together in your business. Because we know that businesses that focus in on both sales and marketing in a holistic way are the ones that see that exponential growth. So here's some first place that I recommend you get started. For me, I find that using a word for the year anchors everything that I'm doing in my business and my personal life. So, my word this year, if you've been following along, you might know is the word light. So, that's helped me to really focus in on when I thought about my business plan. What do I need to do to make things light? What are the heavy things in my business that maybe I need to delegate or let go of? And how do I make marketing light for others? So, if you haven't heard John Corden or read any of the books or the videos on creating a one word, I'll put a couple of the resources in the chat and you can check out. It's been very instrumental to me doing that over the last several years. Now, all of our family does it as well. And it certainly makes that planning process feel very connected and very rooted and something that feels more alive than a document that's sitting on a shelf somewhere. We probably have all experienced that in some point in our life. Oh, yeah, I created a plan. I never looked at it again. No longer. Today is the day that you create. This year, you create a plan that's living, breathing, that you're engaging with, that's part of everything you do. So start there and think about what is it that you really want. As you think about where your vision is for your business, where you want to go, what is it that you really want? What is it that you need? Now is a great time to be considering that, fostering some thoughts around what that is. I'm working on mine. I have a couple ideas, but I have a short list right now of what is that right thing that I really want for next year. So I encourage you to do the same. So start there. Second thing, once you have that word for the year, you have your business goals, what your revenue goals are, what you're looking to accomplish there from maybe a production standpoint, then I encourage you to think about what are the main things that need to happen to get there. What is it that you need to focus in on? Sometimes we get into, I was just talking with a client yesterday, we get into the laundry list of all the things that you want to do or need to do. And it just feels like it's just scattered and just a list of some things that are really huge, big efforts and big priorities, and maybe other things that are like, hey, I could probably get this done in 30 minutes and just get it off my list. So it's great to have all of those things. But if we can have a way to kind of bundle those together, it can make it a lot easier to stay focused and to know where to really spend your time and your efforts. So a couple things that I do with that is one is, utilizing my word of the year and my values. I go back to those and I do a Gretchen Rubin got me started like a 22 for 22 list. And that's just a way to have some fun things on there personally, professionally, and what falls into those different areas of my values, like family or fulfillment. And what do I want to accomplish? But think about it as well, what makes sense for you and what you want to do with your business. So one of the things on there you might be thinking about is, hey, I really need to expand my reach. I need to have a bigger audience so I can grow my business and more people maybe know about me. So maybe that's a key bucket for you. So when we think about this really allows you to also connect sales and marketing together so that marketing isn't this just standalone thing that you're going to do someday that's over here and I'll tackle that and think about it, but it's part of and weaved into what your daily priorities are. So, one thing that you can think about with that, let me share my screen here. Uh, if I can do that. Settings. Why can't I do it? Present. Share screen. I'm figuring this out. Bear with me just one moment. At Playmaker, we like to talk about the winning framework for your marketing. Starts with having that playbook for success. So maybe you want to be thinking about, in terms of your goals and your priorities for the future, How are you doing in terms of having systems and processes? Is that a key bucket or area of your business that you really need to focus in on that's going to create more leverage and scale for you in the future? That might be something to think about. I think any of these that you feel like on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a below a 6, those are key opportunities that you should be thinking about for your business goals and then what specifically might fall under each area. Secondly, getting specific. How clear are you on the value you provide, who your niche is, how you help them, your brand messaging? To me, this is the number one place it starts. If we don't really know what we do or who we're trying to help, then sometimes it makes it really hard to attract that to our business and to really see success in the way we ultimately want to, for us to play our position and do what we do best because we're still figuring that out. So think about that because that's what really leads to more confidence and clarity for your business. And some things that you might be focused on that is like, hey, an action step for me is going to be to really refine my ideal clients or to segment my business. Things that really help you more from an operational perspective as well as a practice management perspective, business growth, and marketing. It all fits together. Think about increasing consideration. How do you feel like you're in that space of once people learn about you, do they know, like, and trust you? Does your digital presence increase the likelihood that somebody wants to continue to work with you and engage with you? This is what really leads to more and better leads. And I know so many of you have these conversations every day, it seems like, are always talking about, hey, I don't just need more, or I don't want to run uh, that hamster wheel anymore. I want better people. I want to work with the people that I know I can help the most, the people that really value my help, that are my ideal client. This is one thing that truly helps you with that. As long as you have that specification in place to go with it that I mentioned. Leveraging others. Going back to what I said about, do you feel like a key priority for you or area of growth and opportunity is to expand your reach by leveraging others, centers of influence strategies, speaking engagements, joint work? Is this a key area for you in terms of you think about your business growth and your goals that you want to focus in on for next year? Relationships. This is the area that most of you are so great at, is nurturing relationships. That's why so many people convert and become clients once they actually meet with you, because you're adding value all the time. But what else are you doing in this space, or what could you be doing in this space to nurture relationships even more? Through email marketing, through social media, so many different ways. So think about, where does nurturing relationships fall into your business? And then finally, enhancing your experience and your capabilities. If we are providing an experience that really wows people and we're delivering top-notch skills through your education, your credentialing, you can create such an experience that's really what the clients or your clients are looking for, and sometimes not even looking for, because it goes well beyond what they're looking for. You surprise and delight them, and they become advocates for you, which I think we all love it when we have somebody who's an advocate for us and spreading the word, and we don't even have to ask. How good will that feel to have more of those? So think about each of these areas, because you probably have things on your list like, oh, I want to get my CFP next year, or I want to hire another staff person, or I want to update my website, or start using social media finally to really actually engage with people in a meaningful way. How does all of that fit maybe within this framework, or within certain categories that you can kind of put it together to say, okay, this makes sense for me? And then finally, the last piece that I think is so important to think about is that you working in a 90-day increment. We know the 12-week year. I'm a huge fan of that. Of once you have that kind of bigger picture of having that flexibility and that focus to really run hard to the tape for the every 12 weeks. That's what makes it something that you can keep it flexible. You can keep it something where it's very dynamic and not overwhelming. And you're not constantly feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm so far behind, because you're taking a look at that period of time and what can you do and what's most important to you in your business. And then how do we take those steps forward? Certainly, people like myself are always available to help you with creating those plans and executing those plans and taking some of those weight off of your shoulders so you don't have to do this all alone. I know some businesses are great at business planning or have a lot of resources, and others feel like, I don't even know where to start. Yeah, I just have a laundry list of all the things I feel like I should do. Well, now's the time to put the list of what is most impactful, what makes sense for you to do, and how do we could put it all together in a way that's going to get you real results, because this is the difference for you and this will be a huge difference for you in the coming year. So don't wait until January 1st or January 31st or December 31st, 2023. Get started today. We'll be back here next Tuesday at noon. Hope to see you there with some additional marketing insights and strategies that are ways that you can win in your business.